What is going on? I'm Zedmont, back in action with hopefully a better microphone today. All sorts of stuff on my side, trying out new tools, testing them, and then realizing my testing is not exhaustive enough. So please do throw creator code Zedmont in your shops with the whistle tooth just so that you can help me get this thing better. Speaking of getting things better, we're still hovering at the 22 rank as people start to move up. I have made many mistakes. This one, I wouldn't call this one a mistake. This one's just a slow grower. This is just a little bit of it's just not quite there yet. Need to get into that next engine room level. My other one, I'm not even going to show you, is in the 7 engine. Actually, it'll take just a second. The 7 engine room level is a fickle beast, as you can see by all of this. Actually, this is not bad. I went all the way down to 20.30 and then had to win back in a diamond. Finally got that 3rd shock launcher, which is going to hopefully pay some dividends. Have yet to see anyone with an extra critter launcher, but maybe I'm just not looking for it. That defensive building damage won't do much for me because I don't have many buildings, but that troop damage is the next jumping on point. And as you can tell by this, 25 keys plus 4 keys, carry the 3 is, I'm going to be 1 short. So, yippee-yi-yay. Not awesome. Anyways, this video is all about how to use these laser rangers. Gonna talk more talking than displaying, because my displaying is probably going to screw things up. But we're going to talk about, before we attack, first of all, what you want to do is use your laser rangers. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's the sound of their beams, by the way. Going through that mortar and taking out that flotsam. That is the number one thing you want to do, is look for angles where your laser rangers can do their pew, pew, pew through things to destroy flotsams. Flotsams against laser rangers are a big deal, but you can neutralize them. You just have to plant your flags in a smart way. Next up, before we do anything, the number one way to kill laser rangers is with mortars. That's why you're seeing people selecting 2 mortars in this choice node right about here. People initially had boom cannons because rocket choppas were a thing, and now it's all about the mortars, because mortars destroy laser rangers in a huge way. So just be very careful about where you place your laser rangers. Generally speaking, you want them to spread as wide as they possibly can while you're clearing flotsams and avoiding mortars. And finally, what you'll see, this person didn't do it, you'll start to see groups of 3 mines. 3 mines are clutch because, you see, this one, that flotsam cannon, it's over on that right, so dropping on this ramp would cause us all sorts of problems. We could shock the hot pot, sure. We're going to drop on this ramp. I'm going to drop this critter in there. We're going to drop you over there. We're going to drop you over there. Quite honestly, I use way too much gunboat energy at the start, because you don't really... Oh, look at this mortar! See how I said you need to be careful about mortars? That was completely and utterly a demonstration on my part. That's why I did that stupid stuff. And now we're going to get Mr. Kavan over on that left-hand side as we worry about this mortar on this right-hand side. So yes, we need to ever so slightly move away. Gonna throw some critters over there. Shouldn't be the end of the world, but not ideal. There's a lot of things at play here, and my first attack is not starting out super duper well, but you can see these mortars along this right hand shore. We don't want to deal with that. Also, by moving to the left, we get in a better line to get rid of that flotsam. Just overall doing better things, using cryo bombs to clear mines, slow down doom cannons, and all of the rest. So now we just need, come on laser rangers, you see? That's where we're hitting right there. That's exactly the angle we wanted to get on that there engine room, because that way we can take out this flotsam. Also, I've got my artillery ready just in case. Looks like we might need to give it a little bit of a nudge. Totally happy to do that. Don't have a heck of a lot else to do with our gunboat energy at the moment, so giving that flotsam the nudge it needed. Now you'll notice I did that way early, probably too early, but I'd rather do it early than forget because I am a forgetful person. Now, times against my base have generally hovered around 1 minute 46 or so. I am getting into a dangerous, precarious spot right now. But thankfully, all of these dudes are going to shoot right through that stuff. They're going to be doing some damage on that engine room, so I am saving all of my gunboat energy for right there. And now we are going to flare onto that final engine room, trying our darndest. Laser Rangers look like they're not doing a heck of a lot of damage. You need a bunch of them in a group. I said 148. We ended up with 144, which I gotta feel like we lost. Maybe we spent some time talking, though. Mac, what did you do to us? Oh, we won. Okay, not a great time. I do not want you to think by any means that's a great time. But going through the motions of trying to show how to do things better, I find I screw things up because I overthink them. But did a number of things well. That shore mortar at the very start definitely crushed our hearts and souls a little bit. If you're wondering why I'm not higher, 23, 24, I suck. I think it comes down to that, but also just too many accounts, too little time, too little brain power. I think this will be the last season I run 3 accounts. I think it's helpful for you guys, but I don't think it's helpful for me. So these round the outside bases, I find that I need to pick a side and just go with it. Need to trust my gut a little bit. We're going to go counterclockwise. Can't tell you for certain if that's the right play, but that's the way we're going to do it. We're going to drop this right here. We're going to drop you over there, 1, 2, 3. You over there, 1, 2, 3. And then shocking the mortars. I know that seems crazy with all of this stuff out here, but the mortars are the problem at hand. It's not the Doom Cannon. It's not the shock launcher. Doom Cannon will be handled in due time. Just need to figure out all of these things bit by stinking little bit. And if you're wondering why I'm dropping Kavan so late, it's because we need to make sure that all of these things go down. So now that that's down, I am going to flare there. I know that seems also crazy, but the whole thing is we're going to get over into that middle. We're then going to spread the heck out, and we're going to get all sorts of value by doing so, is my theory. Whether or not that actually happens or not, we'll find out, because this whole right shore has now been taken out of play. We're now sending Kavan around and back. Lots and lots of things going on here. Those Laser Rangers are going to work their way up that left side. These guys are going to work their way up the middle and right, and we've neutralized their entire threat simply by going at the most dangerous things. I tend to go at the dangerous things. Curious to hear if that's what you guys do as well. Because what ends up happening is if people leave that stuff in the middle till last, and then you end up having 0 gunboat energy when you get towards that stuff. So that's why I go at the middle first. It definitely didn't work nearly as well as I would have hoped, but at the same time, we're doing decent work. We're getting all of these engine rooms bit by stinking little bit, and the next thing we need is Kavan to give us a second wind, because we are not going super quick. I definitely need to work on my attacking, definitely need to get this account into the 7 engine room level, but we're doing okay, and that is the main thing. I was using all Bullet with Seekers, and Bullet with Seekers is simply not sustainable. There is just way too much going on at the moment, and I fizzled way too often, and I was getting super frustrated and not playing as a result of it. By the way, I also highly recommend using this circular base because it is difficult. This circular base, I think I need to build it just so that I can see how people attack it faster. If you have replays of how people are beating that circle base, would love to see it. I tried with Seekers and I just kept making mistakes, but we didn't fizzle, and that is key number 1. With Laser Rangers, it's so easy to lose all your troops, especially once you get into that 7 engine room level and people start to have that defensive building damage. Really need to focus on getting your troops where you want them to be, planning your lines, and going from there. So again, that line right there is the one I want to focus on. I want to focus on going through the mortar to get that right there, which is not going to be super, super enjoyable because we've got two mortars to deal with, and it's just not going to go super duper well. 1, 2, 3. We're going to throw that there. I am going, like, I know it's overkill. I am going full overkill mode with the mortars because I simply don't want to deal with mortars eating up my troops, and you know they're going to. It's not a matter of when, it's a matter, or not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So we're going to get rid of that flotsam. It sucks. Now we're going to bring our friend Kavan in. This is the first time I have seen a shock blaster on this entire season of Warships. So good on you, player, for bringing in the shock blaster. I love to see it. I don't know how super, super useful it is. Maybe it's a game changer, though. Can't wait to see just how it goes once our troops start to get anywhere near that puppy. The fact that Kavan is over there all kind of by his own, making me a little bit nervous. So we're going to deal with that shock blaster right here and right now. And then need a second wind. We should be getting a second wind right about now. Getting the critters and the dudes onto that shock blaster. Shock blaster is no more. I mean, this time should be better. This time looks like we're going to be a little bit better. But with these laser rangers, you'll feel like you've got a good time, and then they just kind of stall. Need to be very, very aware of where your masses of your troops are, and then throwing all of the critters and all of your resources towards the things. So, I mean, we're doing okay. Not bad. Need that second wind as all of these laser, and watch this. This is where everything is magical. They clear the shock, the boom cannon and the sky shield, and we're finally going to get a half decent time as we throw artillery that way. 2 minutes 8 seconds. Half decent. Could be around 2 minutes 18 if you were doing a little bit faster. What did Gnome Nuts do? They're trying to heavy choppa rush, I believe. And we took the win. So, I mean, we got a decent time after 3 battles, and I feel like that's kind of my MO. You need to get warmed up with these guys. Don't just do 1 or 2 attacks. Ideally, you save it so you've got 2 chests at least, just to get your mojo going, or you do an actual push when you get a win streak. So, now that I've got my 1 win streak, might be an idea to push a little bit, but that's a pretty darn weak streak. So that is all for today, trying to focus on a troop that many of you are likely using, giving a couple small details. Just in quick summary, line your things up. You know what? Let's do a quick screeny shot. Line your things up so that you're shooting through things to get rid of flotsams. Be on the lookout for groups of 2 or 3 mines, and be very, very aware of mortars at the shore. I probably used too much gunboat energy at the shore, but as you saw there, it all paid off. I used the most gunboat energy at the shore that time, but getting rid of mortars, there's not a lot of things that can kill laser rangers quickly besides mortars. And one more quick note, the only building that laser rangers outrange is the flamethrower. That is it. That is all. Not cannons, not machine guns, not critter launchers, not even flotsams, just the stinking flamethrower. So you have to pay attention to them at all times. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully the audio was far, far better today. Ran it through some AI tools, hoping that makes the difference. Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.